My name's Ratna Pappert, and I really love the way that there's a sense of orderly flow throughout
Mm.
the book. One of the parts that spoke to me pretty strongly was in Pillar 4, where it was about um, understanding one's own personal energy. And then there was a part right at the end of Pillar 4 where it was, or close to the end, where there was a conversation about self-correction and self-creation, and there was this movement from forgiveness to self-forgiveness to celebration to gratitude. And I thought that was such a powerful um, a, like uh, step by step for each of those, because um, and sometimes there is this spiral back as we go through forgiveness, and then it's like, oh, I need to forgive myself first, and then I'll come back and I'll forgive the other person. But I love, just I've mentioned this to you before on other calls, but the celebration following the forgiveness feels so vital to me, and that the gratitude follows the celebration. So it's like sometimes when I've received the advice about, how important gratitude is, I feels like I'm trying to do gratitude on an empty stomach. And so filling up with celebration first, but also preparing for the celebration by forgiving first, is just this really lovely, uh, each each thing feeds the next thing. And then that felt like a microcosm. And then on a macrocosm, I really loved the way that, Pillar 4 was sort of the end of these in, intrapersonal workings in terms of one's own personal energy. And then, 5, 6, 7, and 8 had to do with how we bring it out into the world. And it just, I want to echo what both Geraldine and Cher said about the, I'll be right with you to hold your hand, because it really, especially in those pillars, it really did feel like, um, those are the places where if I were a little kid, I'd be trying to hide behind my mom's skirt or something. And, when it comes to bringing myself more fully out into the world, and the examples that you gave were just so beautiful about bringing what we're able to bring and what we enjoy bringing to the table, and then doing it in the capacity that we're able to do it, rather than, pushing so hard that we end up in burnout about it. And there were just so many beautiful examples of people who started small within their communities, and um, and who whose projects of collaboration have grown into these really big forces that inspire people around the world, even though the the thing they're doing might still be very small, and small enough for them to still wrap their head and heart around it without feeling overwhelmed. And I just thought it was such a beautiful example slash invitation of what it can look like to begin to share on a heart-based level with the world what we are able to offer.